Welcome in, chat. How we doing today? It is Tuesday, the 10th of September. We are on our way home from job number 1, and you're going to go take a nap and then go to job number 2. It was a good day. Got a lot of stuff done. The landlord for the commercial buildings that we currently office out of, they hosted a catered lunch, which was really good, and lots of barbecue stuff. I piled so much on my plate that I now have lunch for tomorrow. Never hurts to have leftover lunch more than one day, or lunch one day and leftovers the next, all paid for by somebody else. So you won't hear me griping about that. But yeah, we are on our way home. As you read, guys, in the title, it's debate night. Fight night. Just kidding. It's not. You can't have a guy fight a woman, especially in what's supposed to be a fair fight. That's just wrong. But I will say that tonight is going to be very, very interesting. I currently have my earbuds with me. I'm going to get them on charge as soon as I get home, and I'll be listening to the debate from home. It is going to be interesting, guys. But, I mean, how in the world does Kamala Harris think she's going to battle Trump so here, let me explain the rules for the debate, because this is the one thing that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, especially the lefties, but we understand it when it comes to those of us that are Trump supporters, and I'll explain. So, actually, let me turn the AC down a little so you can hear me better. So the original rules of the debate are the same as they were for the debate with Joe Biden. Now, those rules were standing up, 90-minute debate, no notes, no teleprompters, and when you're not being asked a question, your mic is muted. So, that being said, Kamala Harris actually came out and said that her team was fighting to have the mute button on the microphones turned off. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. Thank you all for showing up. Appreciate you. So, if you weren't here a second ago when I was talking about the rules, welcome in from Brazil. But the rules for the debate tonight are this. Everybody has to stand. There are no notes, no notepads. Actually, they might have a notepad to write notes during the debate, but the paper will have to be blank, I believe. And then the next part is when you're talking and you're being asked a question, your microphone is on and your opponent's microphone is turned off. Now, thank you there, Sky, for the advice. Appreciate it. So the reason why Kamala's campaign wanted to reverse that rule and have open mics is she wanted to have one of those moments like she had with Mike Pence. Excuse me, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking. Excuse me, I'm talking here. Excuse me, I'm talking. Blah, 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 blah. She wanted that moment because it looks like she's being bullied by a guy if she says something like that. I don't need a guy mansplaining to me this or mansplaining to me that. Well, guess what? There won't be anything like that, so we don't have to worry about it. Oh, no way you are messaging me from North Korea. There's no way. Your dictator wouldn't let you. Unless your dictator really fears Trump, and then, yeah, that would be funny. So, and that is one of the things that Kamala Harris is going to be working at when it comes to a disadvantage of when it comes to this debate. All Trump has to do is let her talk and say nothing, like she's done the last interview she did with her support animal, Tim Walz, by her side. And all the lying she's going to do and all the garbage she's going to try and pull out of her ass and make it look like she's saying something when she's saying nothing at all. Now, that being said, here's what Trump needs to do to win the debate tonight. He needs to stick to facts. He needs to not get personal. And he needs to make sure that whatever he does not fall into these leftist traps of commenting on something that will put him in a corner or paint him like a bad guy. Hey, Kat, thanks for the advice. Appreciate it. Don't call me a dummy. No need to be rude. And so that's what Trump needs to do tonight. I will be listening to Benny Johnson, who was going to be live streaming and has a bunch of interviews coming on before the debate starts. So I welcome anybody to join me watching Benny Johnson on YouTube. I believe he also streams on Rumble and I don't know where else and on Kick. I'm sorry, not Kick, Twitch or X. He also streams on there. So pretty good guy. I like him. I think he's funny. Colorado there, Lem. Colorado. The great, or what was a great state of Colorado, is now turning into the leftist wonderland of the blue meanies. You bet you stay in Nebraska. Okay. My grandma used to live in Scottsbluff, Gearing, Nebraska before she passed away, so I know a little bit about Nebraska. Not a lot, just a little. You know, a little panhandle, little capital city, little North Platte, little stuff like that. Handsome raccoons. Yeah, no thank you. I do love raccoons though, and my middle daughter wants one as a pet. However, in the state of Colorado, it is illegal to have a trash panda as a pet. So, yeah, we will not be having one anytime soon. However, if she decides to move to I agree, he needs to be consistent, but he is consistent. Trump has been saying the same stuff for a long time now. I think it's hilarious that Kamala wants to steal stuff from Trump. Kamala tried to steal his no taxes on tips. That was hilarious. Oh, my black eye. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. And if you want to call me a handsome raccoon, I'm okay with that. I'm a sexy beast, or grr. But oh boy, I didn't say I could do better than Trump. I actually think Trump's doing a great job. I can't wait to see what he does once he gets back in office, because I think tonight we'll seal, like I said in the title, I think tonight will be the political demise of Kamala Harris. I think she will say so much nothingness that it will paint herself into a corner of idiot, and then she will lose any and all following that she started to gather, because she just sounds dumb. And you're right. She's not an actual candidate. She was put in place by the patriarchy that runs this country behind the scenes on the left side of the party line. And the only reason why they did that was because they had so much funding in the system already that they needed, that had her name on it. They needed to have that and go from there. But now that they've got that funding, they're realizing how dumb of a mistake that truly was to have Kamala Harris as their candidate. And I'm enjoying watching their toes curl, because once they get done with this candidate failing miserably, we're going to have the opportunity with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to show the country how we can not only fix it, but make it better for future generations. And I truly feel that as long as World War III doesn't break out, I think the Republicans are going to have control of the presidency at least for 8 to 12 years. Depending upon how good or bad J.D. Vance does. I think J.D. Vance will be the president after Trump is out of office. I think that the Trump Republican Party is going to carry forward, and as long as Trump does a good job his last 4 years, ha ha ha. No, see, I didn't talk crap when I got this black guy. It's called I got sucker punched by my neighbor, who decided he wanted to defend his mommy because his mommy lied to him and he got his feelings hurt. And because policing in Colorado sucks, instead of him going up for assault, they didn't charge him because they were going to charge us both with disorderly. And I'm a huge fan of free speech not being criminalized. But that being said, no, it was not a teenager, but okay. But anyway, Kamala Harris's political career is probably going to be at the bottom it could ever be in today. After the debate, I do not feel that she's going to make any headway in this debate. I don't feel she's going to be able to go anywhere with this debate besides probably being, I mean, the Democrat Party can't replace her because they already have all that funding behind her. They've already done the convention. The only way they can get rid of Kamala Harris is if she dies, and they're not going to do that. I don't know. Democrats are a little on the crazy side. They might kill her off. Hey, Kat, captain of the keyboard warriors. I think it's hilarious you like calling me a goon. But you just want me to mention your name so you can get a stiffy and feel good about your little self behind the keyboard. But it's okay. There you go. I mentioned your name. Now you can feel better and act like you accomplished something. I think the biggest hurdle when it comes to this debate, I can't wait to see a vice presidential debate, because I think the vice presidential debate is going to be probably hands down the funniest thing we've ever seen, because J.D. Vance is going to run circles around Tim Walz, because Tim Walz does nothing but lie, has no clue what half of the stuff he says is, and participates in stolen valor. And I think it's hilarious that they don't want to put him in a debate because they know what the result's going to be. That's why the left doesn't fight fair, because they know what the result's going to be if they actually go show up to a fair fight. The left knows it's going to get its ass handed to them, and they're going to be screwed. And what happens if the left gets screwed and exposed as a bunch of liars and a bunch of people that are trying to set up our country for failure? They lose power. What happens if they lose power? We fix our country and we remove the idiots that are trying to ruin our country. That right there is the best thing that can happen for our country. Come on, Mr. Semi. You got a hole. Get out the way. Thank you. Here we go, guys. I'll show you real quick. Passing Mr. Semi here. Yeehaw! think tonight's debate's going to be awesome. If you guys tune in to Benny Johnson tonight, now I'm going to say this publicly about Benny Johnson. The guy seems like a great man, a great family man, and I think he seems to be an awesome dude. However, I wish he would joke a little less and be a little more serious with his content. And I'm glad he finally stopped yelling in the microphone. But other than that, if he would state more facts and stay out of the mudslinging, I really feel that would benefit his content even more. However, he is funny. I'll give him that. He is hilarious. And I love his content and the people he has on staff to make his memes. He has some of the best memes I've ever seen when it comes to political memes. It's hilarious. But that being said, I wish he would be more factual, and I truly wish he would be more low-key and less mudslinging. Other than that, I love Benny Johnson. I think he's great. Who are you talking about as a war hero? Tim Walz? Tim Walz never went to war. Tim Walz should have gone to Iraq, and instead he retired and went to go be a political candidate. And I think it's hilarious that he wants to claim he was a certain rank when he retired, when he wasn't that rank. He wasn't a command sergeant major. He was a master sergeant. Now, if you know nothing about the military, be it Army, National Guard, Marines, whatever you want to call it, there is a huge, like 3 levels difference between a sergeant major, which if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, an E8, and a command sergeant major, which is an E10 or an E11 because it's an elevated billet. And because of that, you only get that billet if you're commanding a unit. The minute you step down from commanding a unit, you backtrack to a lower rank because you're not commanding a unit. Also, Tim Walz has tried to sit there and say that Trump said he would ban abortion. No, never happened. And I just want to point this out. If you go back and look at my videos I did, I think about 3.5, 4 months ago, and I was telling you guys that this Project 2025 was a leftist lie when it comes to what they say it represents for Trump, I was 100% correct. Now, just because it was done by an organization that is considered right-wing does not mean it is Trump's plan for office. It does not mean that it is Trump's plan for when he gets the presidency back. That is not Trump's plan. Trump has said multiple times out loud on record that when Roe versus Wade was overturned, that's all he wanted. So then it could go back to the states, and then it's the states' responsibility to hash it out with the American people that live in those states. Now, will he create a nationwide ban on abortion? No, he won't. He's already said that, and he's on the record saying that, and unlike Kamala Harris, he doesn't flip-flop. He sticks to his word. That's why all the crazy dictators and people out there that are running countries that don't have the same type of government we do, that could potentially pose a threat to us, that's why they don't mess with Donald Trump when he's in office. Because when he says something, he actually might fucking do it. So, something else, I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard this story, but I think it's hilarious. So Trump, back when Trump was still in office, he was looking at leaving Iraq, okay? And when he was doing that, he was talking to the leader of the terrorists, and he told them, hey, you're not going to lay a finger on an American head. You're not going to hurt one American soldier, period. End of story. If you do, I will blow your fucking house up with you in it. And he handed him a photo of his house. Sorry, he said, I will kill you. And the translator looked at him like, you want me to say what? And Trump's like, translate, dude. Tell him. And they translated it to the guy, and then Trump pulls out of his pocket a picture of the leader of Al-Qaeda's house, hands it to him, gets up and walks out the room. That's the type of badass leader we need back in office, guys. That's where Trump needs to be, in office, with the nuclear football in hand, and the ability to show these other countries exactly where we stand, what we stand for, and what we're going to do. So, if you guys like the show, please give me a big old thumbs up, a like. Who are you guys, for the last two people that are still in chat, who you guys voting for, Trump or Kamala? Put it down below in the chat. We'd greatly appreciate it. Come on there, white SUV. You don't need to ride my ass. I'm going the speed limit. Thank you. Speed limit's 45, and that's what I'm doing. Something else. I talked to the reupholstery guy for my bike seat. It is not going to be done till next week. He's actually, I think he took a long weekend over Labor Day weekend, because when I went in there, he had only gotten one more seat done than what he had done when I had dropped off my seat 2.5 weeks ago, which is fine. I mean, I'm losing a little bit of riding time, but other than that, I'll still find some time to ride. And with the new gear I'm getting ready to purchase, I'll be able to ride in colder temperatures. And as long as Colorado doesn't get much snow this year, I'll be riding well into November. At least in the early afternoons after I get off my full-time job. Depending upon whether or not I still have my part-time job. There's some exciting stuff coming up in my full-time job that I'm really excited for. Unfortunately, I've been sworn to secrecy on the upcoming changes at my full-time job, but it's going to benefit the company, it's going to benefit me, and I really feel it's going to help the company in the long run when it comes to just viability. But that being said, guys, I can't talk about that anymore because I am live on the internet where anybody can see it. No, I don't take my videos down. However, I do appreciate you guys. You guys give me you guys use on me the one commodity you can never get back, you can never earn more of, and you can never steal, thank God, from somebody else, and that's time. And I greatly appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a wonderful little short 30 minutes, 25-minute stream, as always, on my way home from work. My oldest daughter will be driving her vehicle here shortly because she's going to start going back and forth to school, and I'll be back in the van. So you guys will see the familiar tan interior here within the next week and a half to 2 weeks. And we will go from there, guys. So thank you guys again so much. Always love having you guys come in for the chat, come in for the conversation. I hope you enjoy the debate tonight. Make sure to get there early on Benny Johnson's channel. Let him know I sent you. If you give him a super chat, let him know I sent you. I would appreciate it. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm not associated with him. I just like him as a guy when it comes to a political commentator. And he's a pretty cool cat. And he actually just announced his third, I believe he said third, I can't remember, his third or fourth kid is on the way. I'm pretty sure it's his fourth, but I'm not 100% sure. With that being said, guys, here's the stoplights. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great evening. I will see you tomorrow, and we will discuss this debate and see how badly Kamala embarrassed herself. Have a great night.